Hello everyone and welcome to today's webinar. My name is Zulfikar Omar and I'll be your moderator. Our speakers today are Finley Craig. Finley has a BSc in computing from Robert Gordon University and over 7 years of experience in IT and marketing. He specializes in bridging client needs with technology-driven solutions with a particular passion for asset management and optimization. Finley works closely with clients to align digital platforms with practical asset performance outcomes, bringing an approachable, solution-focused perspective to engagement that consistently delivers measurable business results. And I'm the second presenter a little bit later. My name is Zulfikar Omar. I'm the Africa Manager for Fluke Reliability. I have a mechanical engineering degree and over 25 years experience in the condition monitoring arena. All right, so here we are at the Connected Reliability Starter Kit webinar, taking asset management to the next level. I'll hand over to Finley.
Yeah, thank you, Zul. Thank you everyone for joining us today. My name is Finley Craig, Client Relationship Manager at Optimal, based in sunny Aberdeen, Scotland. I hope my accent's not too strong for everyone, so if you have any questions at all, just pop them in the questions and we'll come back to them if you didn't quite understand what I was saying. or you just had questions in general. So a bit about me. I have many years of experience in IT and software, which is part of what we do at Optimal, as well as a keen interest in engineering and asset reliability, which is just a fascinating industry and it's vital to how our modern world works and especially our business. I love working with clients to understand their goals and challenges and explore potential solutions. With the support of our custom software and partner companies. In my time at Optimal, I've been blown away by just some of the work we do and the potential for optimization and savings relating to them in areas that you might not expect, all while making systems safer and more efficient and user-friendly. So a bit about Optimal. Some of you might be familiar with us already, but I'll just go through it quickly. Just explore our services and our areas of work in case anyone's unaware or would like to learn more. So we are Optimal. Welcome to our world. We simplify the complexities of asset management, allowing our clients to focus on what matters most, achieving their mission. We have offices in Scotland and South Africa, as you can see on the map, with projects in other parts of the world. We work across many different industries, depending on what our clients' needs are. So things like engineering, oil and gas, power generation, mining, pharmaceuticals, ICT, manufacturing, the list goes on. We support our clients in many different areas with services which complement one another and create a robust system, a network of systems to optimize every aspect of a project. These services include operational readiness, having the staff, processes and systems to safely and efficiently begin or sustain operations without disruption. This includes, but is not limited to, asset reliability, asset inspection, and asset maintenance strategy. Operations and maintenance, which is about having the tools to safely and efficiently execute and sustain maintenance and operational activities from day one. This includes things you might be familiar with, such as overall equipment effectiveness, OEE, maintenance planning, and operations management. Digital engineering, which is about seamlessly supporting the optimization, design, delivery, and lifecycle management of complex systems from the outset. Again, some terms you might be familiar with: CMMS, computerized maintenance management systems, APM, asset performance management, and intelligent asset management. Advisory and optimization is a bit more of a general term. It's all about aligning strategy, processes, performance insights, and anything else that might help you make informed decisions and continuously improve your operational outcomes from the start. It's all about just having clarity of your work and any kind of potential ways you could optimize or save on costs and things like that. This includes asset strategy development, asset management policy, and asset criticality analysis. Next slide, please. So connected reliability, why we're all here. This is the utilization of asset performance platform, such as eMaint, to simplify maintenance management, maximize uptime, and increase efficiency across all aspects of your project. So as you can see in the diagram, there's asset strategy and asset maintenance, and what you need is the platform to basically allow these two to talk to one another and to have good oversight of what it is that's going on in your project. So it's about integrating your asset maintenance and asset strategies using real-time smart data from your equipment to create maintenance plans surrounding aspects such as predictive and prescriptive maintenance, time to failure forecast, root cause analysis, RCA, case and collaboration management, comprehensive fault diagnostics library. And this all just works to reduce unplanned downtime using a proactive approach to maintenance rather than a reactive one, which is a bit more of a traditional way. You wait for something to break and then fix it. This is basically trying to get ahead of that so that you never have unplanned downtime, which can really set your projects back. So let's look at an asset platform and how it works, an asset performance platform. Next slide, please. So eMaint CMMS. Let's talk about eMaint. Fluke's award-winning CMMS platform. It is trusted by over 150,000 users across 116 countries with more than 3.4 million machines. What makes eMaint stand out is its flexibility. Whether you're managing a single site or a global network of facilities, it gives you full control. You can customize everything from workspaces and permissions to languages and currencies, all from a central master account. You get a clear, structured view of each asset, including status, history, spare parts, and documentation all in one place. With condition monitoring and utilization data, you can spot issues early, prevent downtime, and extend asset life. Work orders are simple and powerful. You can create, assign, and track them from your desktop or mobile app, which is very useful. There's even a drag and drop calendar for project scheduling. Inventory management is also built in. You can track spare parts, automate reordering, and share resources across sites, so you're never caught short or overspending. It also works offline, so even in remote areas, such as in the middle of the desert, your team can still stay productive. You can schedule a full demo of this software on the Fluke website. It's very cool. I would recommend it. Yeah, next slide, thanks. Now let's dig into what makes eMaint really smart. It automates repetitive tasks and data flows, saving time and reducing errors. You can tap into SCADA and PLC data to monitor production and trigger maintenance automatically. No need to be a data analyst. So it's just about making life as easy as possible. And if things are quite basic, you don't have to waste loads of admin time by going over checking errors and things. You can automate a lot of the processes. Fluke support team is available 24/7 to help build dashboards and reports, so you can track KPIs like uptime, MTTR, and OEE with ease. eMaint also standardizes maintenance data across your organization, making enterprise reporting simple. You can compare performance across sites and replicate what works best. It's all about just finding the most efficient workflow and strategy and applying that if you have multiple sites. It's built for global teams, supporting 27 languages, multiple currencies, and time zones. And that just means that you can have seamless collaboration no matter where your teams are, especially if they're in different time zones and countries. When it comes to reliability, eMaint integrates with Fluke's wireless vibration sensors. You'll get alerts when machines show signs of failure and AI-powered insights to help guide your next steps. Finally, it's a compliance powerhouse with audit trails to document storage and standardized procedures. eMaint helps you stay inspection ready and confident in your maintenance strategy. So I hope that was informative for everyone. Again, if you have any questions about any of those subjects raised, please ask it in the questions. So thank you for your time. If you have any questions, just pop them in the chat. And I'll hand over to Zulfikar from Fluke Reliability, our seasoned vibration analyst. Over to you, Zul.
Thank you, Finley. Maybe before we continue with the next part, I have a quick poll. Just give me a second while I set it up. you are able to click on the answers that you want to, and we'll see the answers live. I'll just give a few seconds for that, and then we'll close the poll. It's quite a few companies or people involved here that already use the CMMS system, which is great. And we also see a lot of people using a manual system with Smartsheets or Excel. That's awesome. I'm going to close the poll here. Thank you. So a little bit about myself before we go on. I close the poll. Excuse me. My name is Zulfikar Omar. I'm with Fluke Reliability as the manager for the Africa region. My background is I have an engineering degree, mechanical engineering. I am a level 3 certified vibration analyst and a level 2 infrared thermographer. I've been in the field for over 25 years and been actively involved in predictive maintenance and asset efficiency optimization. I'm passionate about the products and the services that we are able to offer, and the road that we take, which we call the connected reliability journey. So just to follow on, or to follow through with where Finlay left off, Finlay spoke about one of the aspects that we have, or one of the 3 facets we have within Fluke Reliability, which makes up our connected reliability ecosystem, and that was eMaint. That would be a good place to start. So with the CMMS system, you are able to manage the workflow digitally. You cut down the time that you spend in manually inputting all of the data that you're picking up in the field. With that, you also talk about the types of data that you're able to collect and the equipment required or the tools required to collect that data. In Fluke, we have Proof Technique and Azima products, which make up the alignment, excuse me, the alignment and the vibration or condition monitoring equipment that we have, from basic handheld devices through to advanced analyzers, wireless systems, and also online systems. And to bring that all together, it's the idea of the data needs to be analyzed, and that there's a, let's say, a value in the knowledge that it brings through, and what we can use that to determine the process or the progress that we want to make on our sites. So we're all quite familiar with the PF curve. Essentially what we're trying to show here is that from installation, equipment starts to wear, and the idea of collecting meaningful data that would help us to prevent unplanned failures, and also to start predicting when these events will take place. And you can break this up into preventative, which would be more in the lines of the kind of things like alignment, and predictive, when you're using condition monitoring equipment, vibration analysis, and other parameters to enable you to determine where in the future you will need to make some kind of intervention. If we were just to look at the alignment side of things and to see what is the impact of alignment in rotating equipment, studies have shown that up to 50% of machine failures are caused by misalignment. And these will show up as high vibrations, bearing damage or premature bearing damage, coupling damage or wear, and seal wear. So if we were to just tackle on the predictive side, the preventative side, if we were just to tackle the alignment issues on site, potentially we can already reduce most of our issues down by 50%. In order to do this, we have a range of equipment, alignment equipment within the Proof Technique range, and they come in different levels, starter kits or equipment for users that are not so experienced, through to the more advanced users where you're needing to do some really complex alignments. And with each phase of the alignments kits that we have, from the starter to the more expert, we also have developed more into the sensor technology, which enables you to get a lot more experienced, so you allow less experienced people to use the technology and the built-in AI to give you a much better effect or delivery on your alignment. Well, recently now we've upgraded our alignment equipment so that we have an easy transition from the entry level through to the top expert level devices. The actual alignment tablet that you see in yellow, that remains the same right through, and we only then just change the sensors to give us the higher capabilities and features that we want. We also have an EX version for where you need to use this in areas that are ATEX rated. With all alignments, you need to have some, let's say, accessories that make your job easier. We have a range of different brackets that enable you to do alignments across equipment with where there's maybe very small spaces, where you're not able to rotate shafts completely, all of the different accessories that you would need to accommodate any kind of event you might have on site. And typically with alignment, if you're using pre-cut shims, it always ensures that the job is done correctly and to the right specification. Alignment doesn't only have to be over rotating equipment or over the shaft. You can also have pulley alignment, and you can see that we also have a range of pulley alignment equipment as well. And we also show the induction heaters for the correct mounting of your bearings. So at this point, I have a second poll just to see that everyone is still awake, and I will launch the first one. And we are looking like we're almost 50-50 on whether we're using a laser equipment for alignment and not. Awesome. Thank you very much. I'll end the poll there. And there's one other question, follow-up question to that one. Just give me a minute. I will launch that one too. So do you align at commissioning only, or do you align regularly through the production process? Great. It looks like we have almost a 50-50 split there as well. Thank you for that. Let's go to the next slide. So now that we've looked at the alignment aspect or the preventative aspect of the PF curve, we can also look at the predictive. And when it comes to predictive, you're looking at a lot more, let's say, experience required. But even then, depending on where you're starting with your program, you can start with very basic handheld devices, a vibration monitor in the form that it only collects overall measurements. So velocity, acceleration, and maybe a bearing condition, which gives you just a value. And then you periodically collect the data from the same positions on the same machines to ensure that you can trend them to see when things start to change. As you progress in your program, you can start looking at more advanced handheld data collectors, and then analyzers where you can actually do some analysis in the field with the device. So Proof Technique has come up with the VIB Scanner 2, which is the single button, very easy to use data collector. And then obviously the VIB Expert 2 and the VIB Expert 3 for the more complex jobs where you want to do analysis in the field, maybe some field balancing, and more advanced features are available on those devices. In places where you can't get to very easily, or it might be remote, or maybe behind some kind of security or safety barriers, you might want to consider a wireless system. These are permanently mounted sensors that take data on a periodic interval of, say, an hour. They send the data through to through the gateway to a software cloud-based, and you are able to see trends and spectrum that's coming from the wireless devices. When there's more equipment that requires a lot more intensive data collection, you can use the online system. Here you can see the VibGuard, which is a 6, 12, or 20 channel device, allowing you to collect data per second if necessary. And then you've got some devices like the Vibratector and the Vibrex, which allow you to collect data for use in other systems. For instance, there's a 4 to 20 milliamp output that can go straight to your PLC. So this is just an example of the type of equipment that you'd have that you could work with in the vibration space. And the question then would be, why would we want to do this? So a lot of your basic equipment failure or faults can be detected by taking vibration data. If you're taking overall measurements, you're just rendering a value or a snapshot in time. But if you are taking spectral data with the more higher end devices, then you're able to look at the spectra and do an analysis and determine where the frequencies are coming up and what that means in the sense of what's the faults that we are able to pick up. So typically on an electric motor, you can pick up things like misalignment, stator or rotor faults, looseness, unbalance. On pumps and fans, very much the same. You can also pick up some component resonance, blade pass frequencies, turbulence, etc. In gearboxes, you'll pick up gear mesh frequencies. All of these would give you an indication of how the equipment is performing and where the wear is coming from. And I have a poll question in this event as well. Give me a sec. Whoops. Oh dear. I have two. I'll get the other one. Excuse me there a moment. So the first question was, are you doing vibration monitoring on site on your equipment? And then the follow-up question was the one that I'm going to put through now. Apologies. There we go. So if you are doing vibration monitoring on your equipment, do you do your own analysis? That's awesome. We seem to have an experienced group in participating today with a higher level of people able to do the analysis than not. I'm going to end the poll there. And I think that this is important because this then leads on to the next aspect of vibration. We're finding in the field at the moment that there is a tendency that people are wanting to collect the vibration data, but perhaps not really experienced or have the qualifications to do the analysis. And with this in mind, Azima DLI has been working for many years on an automated diagnostic system. So this enables you to collect data via various methods, whether it's wireless or online or even handheld. This data is then sent through to the cloud, and it is worked through our software, the Azima software, which gives out an automated diagnosis. This is done through it correlating or comparing the data against hundreds and thousands of other data points from similar equipment. There's algorithms in the background that has been designed to determine where the faults are and to then give an indication of the fault type and the criticality, as well as the confidence in the fault from the software. And this is done almost, in some cases on the wireless system, it looks at the data once a day and does the analysis on that straight off. With the handheld devices, as you push through the data, the equipment then, or the software is then able to analyze the data and push out a report. So it's maybe the The plus of having this kind of a system is that it cuts down the amount of time that you, the end user, is using to do the analysis. The analysis can also be fine-tuned for a specific type of machine if it's not already within the data library. And this enables you to then focus on what needs to be done rather than what is the problem. So the crux of the core today, or the main thing we would want to put across, is how do we get started on these vibration or condition monitoring programs? And it's always a look at high or intensive CapEx, and if not done correctly, the results tend to be quite bad. So what we are looking at within the Fluke reliability, connected reliability ecosphere, is trying to have a upgradable system that enables you to do what you need to do at different levels, and for your equipment to help you to grow your program into something more. So as an example, we have here just the vibration monitor with the overall measurements, called the Fluke 805. This device connects through to a software called Fluke Connect, and you're able to then trend the data that you're getting from the equipment that you're monitoring. Alongside that, you can use the alignment tool, the basic one, the shaft align equipment, to do your preventative alignment as well. What's nice about this is that with the upgrade on the new shaft alignment equipment, the tablet allows you to connect or to download or open other applications. So you could have, for instance, the Fluke Connect vibration app on the same tab. And then you could also have the Fluke TC101 thermal imager that could connect through to the same tab. So now you have using the one tablet to take your vibration, to do your alignment, and also to look at your infrared scanning. With that, and not to leave what Finley was talking about, you could also download the eMaint component of that, and then have all of this data coming through in some way or form, pull it into the eMaint system so that you can trend the different parameters that you are monitoring, and then also to give you an indication or set up alerts and alarm levels within the CMMS system to trigger for the start of a new works order if things are not where they should be. So with all of this, we also recommend that you have training that takes place from the starter kit. We would want to look at the entry-level training, which is the asset reliability practitioner training. That gives you and your team a chance to look at what it is that you want to do, how do you want to prepare your program, and how to plan and to run the program at your site. And then the vibration analysis training level 1, which allows you to start getting more familiar with the spectral data that you are taking. We also have within Proof Technique some non-certified training, which allows you to look at the product that you're using and how to utilize it to the best of its ability. In the case of the 805 that I'm showing on the screen here, it's very basic, but once you start using the data collectors like the VibScanner 2 and the VibExpert 2 and VibExpert 3, you also want to be able to manage the software that you're working with and to get the best out of that. We also have alignment training as well. So let's assume that you have got to a point where you have a basic kit and you've started to use the information you're getting. You're starting to pick up the failures or the faults early on and prepare for the corrective actions that need to be done. And you now see a need to move to the next level. So then we're able to increase the number of devices or equipment that you are using to get better results from your program. So again, the shaft alignment tool still remains as the center of the program. You can still use the tab as you go forward for all that you're doing, but you can see that now the condition monitoring equipment, depending on where you are planning to go and what it is that you're monitoring, you'd either go with the handheld devices or with the online or the wireless. Then you'd have a software that would help you there to do the analysis and reporting on that. But on the thermal imaging and maybe even acoustic imaging that you want to do for other places within your plant, you could still use the tab to connect and see some of the information coming through the Fluke Connect app. Again, we've got the training, but now we're moving to the higher level of training. And this would be then still a third level after that, if necessary, as you need. Okay. So coming back to close the loop per se, with where we finally started the whole discussion, is that what we're showing you is that you can start at any level within your condition monitoring program with a starter kit that enables you to get some kind of data that you can then pull into a CMMS system like eMate. And once you have it there, then you have the ability to look at this data in different ways, analyze the data, set up new works orders, and close the loop of when you've done corrective actions to record in one place what you're doing for a specific asset. So all the asset history then resides within the CMMS system. I have a poll question here as well. Give me a moment. Okay. How important is it to you to track these metrics within your organization? Okay, it's awesome. It looks like we have more people saying that this is something that they need to focus on. I'm going to end the poll here. Thank you. Okay. So that was the main part of my presentation, but I do have 2 more slides that I wanted to share with regards to return on investment. And if we were to just look at a simple application like a water pump, if you look at the cost of purchase of a, excuse me, if you look at the cost of purchase of a water pump, it only equates to 5% of the total life cycle cost of the unit or the machine. And we are looking at only 8% of that cost. It goes through to maintenance, which means that 87% of the cost of the life cycle cost of the pump is spent on power or power consumed. If you consider that up to 10%, you can have an up to 10% power reduction if your equipment is well aligned, then you can see the significance of that value over the total life cycle cost of the equipment. And just to maybe bring that home a little bit more for those of you that prefer the numbers rather than the pictures, if we were to look at a 15 kilowatt motor running a pump, and the pump is on a fairly bad alignment with an offset measured at about 0.75, you can expect to have up to, and this is in rands for the South African market, up to 14,700 rands of power consumed per year. And looking at the same pump, which has been aligned to a fairly decent 0.1 millimeter misalignment measurement or setting, you can reduce that down to less than 600 rand. So we're talking about a significant change in your power consumption when you do alignment. And I think that if we just look at that aspect of it for the predictive maintenance part of it, you can then see that the return on investment on doing the condition monitoring, where you're now picking up through vibration and thermal and acoustic. You are now picking up the faults in the equipment early on. You're able to diagnose the fault and plan for the shut well in advance. And I think that that comes to the end of my spiel. Just give me a sec. And I would say thank you for spending the time with us and taking time out of your day to listen to myself and to Finley. And I will stop there and ask if there's any questions. We do have a QR code on the page. This enables you to link through to the FRS Connected Reliability Assessment. This is a very short 5 to 10 question survey that enables us to see where you are at in your condition monitoring or your connected reliability journey. And if you so wish, you're able to reach out to us, and we can then talk to you about how we can support you on that journey. I think we have just put into the chat as well the link if you'd like to use that. And at this point, I'll stop and ask if there's any questions. I will just quickly check the question. So I think that we've got a few. Give me a second. Okay, so we've got a question. Number one, is eMaint compatible with Emerson products and software? Finley, would you like me to take that one?
Yeah, please.
Great. So the eMaint software is compatible with a number of other, let's say, larger CMMS programs, and we do have the ability to bring data in from other softwares into eMaint. So specifically on Emerson, I won't be able to say yes or no. I do know, though, that there is an API aspect to what data can be pulled in or taken out of eMaint into another system. If this is a particularly important need for you, reach out to us and we can then look into it and speak with the development team to see whether or not that can work. Okay, we have a second question. Is your data collector compatible with System 1? That's some more Emerson and Bentley. With the automated diagnostic system that Azima has, the System 1 sensors were at one time involved or being processed through that. The data collector itself, the WebScanner 2, WebExpert 2 and 3, are standalone. They don't connect in with the System 1 software environment. We have our own proof technique, Omnitrend Center, which allows you to connect and to look at the data, set up the routes, etc. We've got a question from Michael. With the alignment tools, is there a concern with allowing more or less qualified? I need to see how to open this. Give me a sec. Oh, here we go. With the alignment tools, is there a concern with allowing more or less qualified people using the tools and relying more on AI? So with any equipment, I think we need to look at the training aspect of it. And with the proof technique, our standard is if we're going to supply some kind of device into the field, we'd like for the people using it to have the right training to use the device. Yes, I think partially we have a problem where we have people, inexperienced people using the equipment, but with the step-by-step guide that the device uses, you tend to be able to bridge that gap. You still need to have a good understanding of the application that you're working with. I wouldn't say that it covers it completely, but it does help to bridge that gap and to allow for your team to train up over time. Let's see the other questions. Does the eMaint software support APIs for integrating of third-party dashboards that I currently have in the company. Yes, we have done integration into third-party software. We would need a little bit more information to see what it is that you're using, and then we'd be able to respond accordingly to that. Got another question here. eMaint is integrated with reliability software. I'm not sure I understand the question. I think that maybe to answer it, if you're using Maximo or SAP maintenance module, the eMaint is able to integrate into that. eMaint is very much a maintenance-centric software, so it makes the use of it makes the ability of the maintenance team to do their checks and balances and to do the inspections and do the condition monitoring quite easily. And that information can then be pulled into larger CMMS programs or like SAP, Maximo, some of the other bigger brands with some ease, yes. Just looking at the further questions. What business metrics does it deliver? So it depends on what you want to measure. If you're looking at the number of times an asset is down for maintenance, you can track and trend that. If you're looking at the type of spares that were used for a specific machine, you can track that as well. You can look at the number of hours if that is what you are collating or pulling from the field, the number of hours that the machine is running. You can look at the overall vibration measurements, the temperature, flow, process, whatever measurements parameter you are able to set up in the inspection route that eMaint enables you to track and trend. So depending on the metrics you're looking at, you can have dashboards out or reports out that would enable you to look at the right ones for you. There's a question, is eMaint will support energy management systems? Again, I think we would need to see what system you're working with and see if there's an API that we can use to pull that data into eMaint. I would ask you to reach out to either Finley or myself, and we will look into that for you more in depth. How does Fluke connect and eMaint connect? So at the moment, eMaint is a separate entity. Fluke Connect comes from the Fluke reliability side of the business. We are actively looking at how to bring all of that data into the same place, so that eMaint then becomes the processing or the overall software which enables us to track and trend the information that's coming from Fluke Connect. I think I've cleared and covered all of the questions. No materials. See, I see Khalil Ahmed, you're saying that there is no material to download. We will fix that. If it's not in this webinar, we will email it to you after the webinar. And thank you for bringing that to my attention. Okay, I think I've gone through most of the questions. There's some new ones that have popped up. Give me a sec. Does eMaint offer a transaction for flange management? If not, which flange management software can easily be integrated in eMaint for better flange management? I'm not sure if I understand planned management. If it's fleet management, then yes, we can work with some of the information coming from that. If we're talking specifically flange management, I'd ask you to just reach out to me after this and we'll see how best we can work with that. If there's anything else, over to you, Finley, for last few words.
Yeah, thanks so much, everyone, for attending. I hope you learned something useful and we answered your questions. If there's anything that interested you today, then reach out and we'll 100% get back to you and arrange a wee discovery call or something, depending on what it is that you're looking for. Yeah, thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, Finley. And thank you, everyone, for joining. And look forward to seeing you on the next webinar.